look at this. So, you're a boss. You got a neon tiger striped jumpsuit. You've got designer flow-fold LL Bean boots. You've got more Subarus with gold wheels and big turbochargers, and you even know what to do with. But one question has been racking my brain for weeks on end. If you're, a successful guy in a tiger striped neon jumpsuit, what do you do? What do you drink? MUZ. Vermouth. Spanish vermouth. From Penedès. This is from Partida Creus. I can't look at my notes because they're on my phone right there. It's made by Antonella and Massimo. Antonella Gerona. I forget Massimo's last name. They are a couple from Piedmont who are both architects who relocated from Piedmont to Spain, to Barcelona, I believe, to work as architects, but then decided to move out of Barcelona to look for a more relaxed, slower lifestyle, and decided to buy a vineyard and start making wine. And while they were there, they had been very into organic food, and they couldn't actually find any organic wine, so they started looking around, and they realized that there were old vineyards that were just abandoned, that people weren't farming, that were full of grape varieties that weren't permitted in the DO anymore, or had just never even been accepted in the first place. Grape varieties like Samso, now I'm not going to remember any of them. Trepat, Sumol, I don't remember. Anyway, lots of both red and white varieties. So they started looking around, and when they would find a little crazy old abandoned vineyard, they would ask around, try and figure out who it belonged to, and then try and rent it or get access to the grapes. So they started making really exciting natural wines, and then being Italian and from Piedmont and everything, they decided to start making vermouth. I don't know how many vintages they have made of vermouth at this point. This is a blend of red and white grapes, slightly oxidized, and then made, there is citrus and herbs added to this in an old recipe from the Caparno family, I believe it is. It is definitely, it's a more wine-like vermouth. Oh, and I'll point out, look at this, this is a liter bottle. Also, look at how cool, just look at how cool that looks. It's a very cool bottle with MUZ printed on there. So, wow, boy, I can smell it. It is a very aromatic vermouth. I don't actually really know what I'm comparing this to because I don't drink a whole lot of vermouth. But I will say, this is delicious just to drink on its own. I mean, obviously, I should probably put some ice in it, but, I'm in a warehouse. It's pretty cold, so spicy, gingerbready, pomegranate, blood orange. What other things do I smell? Cherry, maraschino cherry, candied cherry, more cherry, raspberry. There's a lot going on because it's vermouth. Because this has been infused with a mixture of different herbs, and it's a blend of different grapes and wines blended together to make this. A little bit spicy, very rich and ripe. I would say there's a lot of blood orange flavor in it. It's not sweet, but there is a tiny little bit of sweetness there that like you don't really notice a whole lot because there's also those aromatic spices and everything going on, and a fair amount of fruit. Yeah. The blood orange actually comes in more in the finish, and it has nice like normal wine acidity to it, that makes it bright and fresh to drink. It's nowhere near as like bitter or astringent as other vermouths that I've had. I'm just trying to pick apart all of the flavors there, which I probably shouldn't because that's not the point. The point is that this is like really fun, delicious on its own, but then also mixed. I mean, God, actually, I have a bunch of single malt Scotch in my office. This would be really good with like the smokiness of a little bit of single malt Scotch. I mean, I have no idea what I am doing making mixed drinks at all. I have got zero experience or credibility here. But it's a vermouth that's delicious that you can just drink on its own. I can imagine a lot of really fun, cool things to do with this, from drinking it to mixing it to cooking with it, because it has lovely flavors. I'm sure a little bit would go a long way. And it's cool that you get an entire liter bottle of it. It's really tasty. It's really like, there is a minerality, there is a saltiness in there too, in the mid palate, that like gets you salivating. It's very drinkable, very wine-like, really excellent, unique. I mean, I mean, it's vermouth, but there's such a broad range of different like when you talk about vermouths, there is such a broad range of different styles and like flavor profiles. This is only 13% alcohol too, so there you go. That's part of why this is more wine-like and easier to drink. Well, that was fantastic. This has always been extremely hard to get. The wines from Partida Creus have always been like rare and allocated and stuff, but this time around Alvaro brought in an entire container of MUZ, and I bought a fair amount, and I can still see a bunch of cases of it up there on a pallet rack. So this is still available. It's out there in the market in Maine, and I still have like 5-ish cases of it available, which is great because it's fantastic, and it's a perfect wine for this time of year because it's all like aromatic and spicy and gingery and coriandery and orangey and stuff like that. I mean, it's a bunch of holiday spices all rolled up here with delicious natural wine that's just fantastic to drink. So there you go. Go look for this. I will post a picture as well with a list of where you can find it. MUZ, natural vermouth from Spain, from Partida Creus. Really fantastic. Thank you. Now I'm going to go put all my car parts away and change out of this tiger stripe jumpsuit.